Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the 808 podcast. It's a podcast where we take 4 questions in 8 minutes and 8 seconds because 808 looks like Bob. Also, YouTube and LinkedIn like that length of a video, so that's why we're doing it there. So let's get right to it. Question number 1 in a few sentences. Tell me who you are and what do you do?
My name is Matt Ward. I am a professional speaker and word-of-mouth referral consultant, so I help service-based businesses get more word-of-mouth referrals.
Perfect. Right into the point. Love it there. So question number 2, let's get to the advice. What advice you share with other people in the B2B industry? Go for it.
I think the biggest thing is that people are looking for referrals from so many different sources, but primarily they focus on their clients and their customers. And those people give 1 to 3 referrals over a lifetime. And they should be focusing on their centers of influence and their partners, their ideal referral sources. Those people give 1 to 3 referrals a year. And if you care about your sources and other people in business who can give you more referrals, if you care about them on a more regular basis, more consistent basis, they will care about you. People do business with who they know, like, and trust. Many people have heard that. But I actually believe that people do business with who they know, like, trust, and care about. And it's caring to the point where you would invite these people over to your house for a cookout, even if you didn't do business with them. So
how does that look? Like, what does caring look like?
Well, caring looks like so many different touch points, right? So caring is like sharing your podcast, Bob's podcast, on LinkedIn, or sharing it on Facebook and not being asked to do so. Caring is writing a handwritten thank you card and mailing it to somebody in the mail and thanking them for just being a business owner. Caring is interacting with people on a regular basis. Caring is showing up to an open house, and not because they ever gave you a referral, but just because they're a great contact and somebody you get along with. So caring shows up in so many different ways. You know, I have all these books behind me. Many of them are duplicates. Caring is sending a copy of one of those duplicated books to someone who I think that book could benefit because we've talked about it.
So it seems like if you talk about the 5 different love languages, the best way to show care is through the basically acts of service.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really comes down to, are you about yourself or are you about other people? If you're about other people, then other people will be about you. It's the reciprocity effect. And the more of that you do, the more referrals you get.
Perfect. That works there. So do you like systematize it for someone? So like pretend someone who's very analytical. Like how would you tell them to systematize it?
So the first thing I would do is step back and say that there are times in which you need to be analytical and times in which you shouldn't. But for someone who's analytical, Bob, what I would really say to them is let your CRM do the work. Let it tell you who you need to talk to, because that's the data. That's the analytical side of this person, right? So I advise people to have a CRM, to have it track the coming and goings of the emails that they send, and to use the CRM to remind them to stay in touch with other people, right? That's a tool you can use, not so much as a sales tool, but a contact tool. Most people use it as a sales management tool. I recommend people use it as a contact database to remind them to follow up or check in with people every so often. And it's really, you can systemize certain things, but it's really about making everything custom to the individual that makes them feel like it was custom to them.
Okay, that works there. So how often should you touch someone? Like, is there a general idea to be in that part there?
Sure. So it ranges in terms of how the relationship is. I just recently did a video on this called Weighing the Relationship. You know, how do you weigh the relationship? Are we close contacts or are we just more, we just met at a networking event online or in person or something? It takes effort to bring that relationship closer to you. But what I tell my clients is that you have 2 people spread apart, and the idea is to move them closer together over time. Right. And so how often you talk to somebody? Well, if it's a really close referral partner who sends you 1 referral a month, you're going to be talking to them at least every month. Right. Other people, it might be no more than every 6 months. And a simple touch base. Hey, Bob, an email. Hey, Bob, how you doing? Just touching base. Hope all is well. That's enough of a touch point to do every 6 months with a very distant, non-close contact. Otherwise, it's more regular, right? You look at some referral groups that people join and they meet every week. Right. So they're seeing each other every week, and guess who's getting more referrals? The people who are seeing each other every week.
Absolutely. So what was the last referral that you gave?
I do a lot of introductions. I gave a referral Probably, I gave a web designer 3 referrals in the past month.
Perfect. Okay,
3
so
referrals
like
in the
past
past
month, so like so nothing like in the past couple of days.
No. So we're recording this right around the holidays.
Oh
Be
yeah, we are.
very
So it's January
quiet.
5th. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. That part there. So yeah,
Yeah.
that makes a lot of sense. Sorry there. That part.
Yeah, that's okay. Well, so it's very quiet, right? And so in a year of a pandemic, people aren't getting together around the table as much
Right.
and talking. That is, by the way, a great place that you can generate referrals for other people. One of the other challenges that a lot of people have is how do they get referrals? So the way you do that is you teach people how to ask the right questions for you.
Mm-hmm.
So for instance, if you're a mortgage professional, you might ask an individual, you might teach me to ask the question of my friends, hey, when's the last time you refinanced your home? Well, if
Okay.
the answer is never, then maybe they're not open to refinancing. If the answer is 5 years ago, maybe now's a good time with low rates to refinance. Same with like a house. If you're a contractor and a realtor can teach the contractor to ask the right questions when they're in fixing the home, like, hey, when's the last time you had a market analysis? When's the last time you thought about selling? These are questions that, as I like to say, bird dog referrals.
Perfect. No, that makes a lot of sense there. Hey, we got 2 minutes left. Let's get the other questions done real quick there. Question number 3. What other top CEOs and business owners in the B2B industry, like yourself, would you like to acknowledge as a leader and should be a guest on my podcast?
Well, I think one person that comes to mind is Jason Cutter. He wrote a great book about selling with authenticity, and I think he'd be a great guest.
Perfect. Perfect. And final question number 4, the fun question. Matt, tell me about your first sale.
Well, I'm going to go back to my first sale is when I had a web design agency for over 16 years, and I was a youth football volunteer coach. And the opposing team, the opposing organization hired me to develop their website for their Pop Warner organization. $500.
Did you put it every now and then a little blinky thing to go your team instead?
That would be funny. No, it's one of those things where that first sale, Bob, you just got to earn it, right? You feel like if you fail, you're not going to be anything in business. And so you worry yourself to death, and really you're probably putting out a great product. So
I totally get it there. So you got 50 seconds left. Do you want to do some promo time or anything?
I have this book. I don't know if people want to check it out. I wrote a book on referrals. They can check it out on Amazon. They can reach out to me through my website. I'm happy to give them an autographed copy and ship it out to them. And they're $15. And these are 45 different tips and tricks on how to build better relationships with other people, which is pretty much what I talk about, and how, in fact, other people get referrals. So that's what I would recommend people do.
Awesome. Love it there. Yeah, pulled it off. 4 questions in 8 minutes and 8 seconds because 808 looks like Bob. Your website, say it real quick.
Breakthrough-champion.com.
It's in the description. It's magic. Matt, thank you so much for being on. Tip of the hat to you.
All right, Bob. Thanks so much.
You're welcome. For everyone else watching or listening, make sure you check out more episodes of the 808 podcast. I am Bob Clark. You all have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.